changed there? What do you think happened to change this game?
Well, I thought Indiana was great, so I'll give them credit. I thought their point guard play was fantastic between Halliburton, Nembhard, T.J. McConnell. They just pushed the ball down our throats. And
at some point, you got to put the ball in the basket. The Dubs are sub 40% right now. And it's not that those weren't wide open.
Got out in transition, and I thought they were the more physical team as well. When we had that lead, they made the push at the end of the second and then also at the beginning of the third, and it just didn't feel like we were getting to the loose balls.
What?
Out competing us there for a little bit, and then we lost our poise a little. We started turning it over. We were really good in the first half. I think only 3 or 4 turnovers, and then probably 10 or so in the second. So I thought their physicality and their speed just kind of took us out of our rhythm a little bit.
What kind of factor did their size and length play with Miles Turner?
Yeah, Turner was great at the rim. He blocked some shots. Halliburton blocked several shots, jump shots. I think he got Steph's threes a couple of times. Turner had 5, so the shot blocking was definitely a factor.
Do you think the Halliburton 3 to close the half that you gave up impacted the third quarter?
I mean, I don't think we lost our spirit or anything because of it, but the guy hit 2 basically buzzer-beating shots, one at the end of the second, one at the end of the third, and they were both incredible shots. So
just threw it up to the rim. Halliburton a 3 to end the half, and he got
I didn't think it affected us coming out of the break, but it gave them momentum for sure, because we went I think in the last few minutes we went from up 12 to only up 1, so that push definitely helped them at the end of the second.
The technicals and the one at the end, what led to that? Did it seem like they were looking for a technical? What happened there?
Huh? Oh man, old Tony. He's talking to me, I talk back. I called him a TikToker. No, the first one. I just said TikToker. Gave me a tech.
Was there?
Second one, I just said that's too much power. You know what I mean? He gave me another tech.
TikToker meaning?
Huh? He the judge, the jury, and all that.
What do you think led to the loss today?
Just you got to tip your hat off to them. They played hard. They out-scrapped us. They made shots. We had a lead going into halftime, and they just came out, and we never sort of responded.
Jonathan Kuminga has had long stretches of really efficient games. How did you see him work through some frustration of a 4-17 night?
Didn't know he was 4 for 17. It's the league, man. It's 82 games. As much as we all want to be great every night, it's hard. It's hard, especially when you playing as well as he is. He's starting to be on people's scouting reports. You know what I mean? But if he's struggling or whatnot, it's up to other guys to lift him up. That's why we're a team.
Nice.
Does a game like this shake you a little bit, or do you feel like, okay, I can explain it?
No, it sucks.
Wow.
An opportunity to protect your home court. We talked about that so many times, and we didn't do it.
Do it! Just do it!
Second quarter, took control of the game, and then we were kind of chasing from there. I think the second half I got a little rushed in certain situations when we were down, trying to force the action a little bit. Those kind of possessions just feed right into their hands, and they're a fast-paced team. You know that coming in, and you can't give them that many or that much momentum in life. Especially, they're capable of scoring at a high level. So a tough one for sure, but there are plenty of games left to right the ship. It's just a matter of, can we do it?
Do it! Just do it!
Well, we got outscored by 15 in the third quarter, so that probably didn't help.
Can you guys also say that when you look at the homestands, the last two homestands, you guys went 1-2. I mean, even just getting that one extra win could have kind of made a big difference for you guys if you go 2-1 in those homestands.
For sure, that's the math of it, but I mean, that's gonna sting because you missed huge opportunities to build true momentum and kind of settle yourself in the standings a little bit. It just presents more issues of how we need to, bounce back, whether we're going to be playing for something in a couple of weeks or not, because, nothing's guaranteed. And I think we have enough pride to bounce back, and I think we want it bad enough. And gotta go show it.
Steph, a couple questions for you. Seem to take you away. It feels like they had a plan for what to do with Kuminga. Do you feel like that's where he is in his career?
It's a natural evolution of as you climb the ladder in the league and become a guy that's not just on the scouting report now, but probably the second person they talk about when they're going through personnel, and you have more film on you, more your tendencies, so they're going to game plan. And that's the challenge of continuing to be efficient and effective night after night. He's more than capable. We've seen plenty of young guys. JP had to go through it a couple years ago. You got to embrace the challenge of it, and the IQ of seeing what they're doing, how they're adjusting, and having counters for it, and not second guessing yourself. He's more than capable of it. He might have nights like tonight, and that's fine, because that's the growth and the learning experience. But he's shown enough over the course of this last 2/3 of the season that he's that dude.
Bruh.
Nothing really shake him, I think, coming game after game in terms of him being ready to play.
Do you think it impacts you, or how does it impact you that there isn't a consistent place to go when you're not, or they're taking you off the ball, you're not going? Is it any different than if you had somebody next to you who's an automatic 30, or that it could be this guy that night? Does that impact you at all, that it's kind of based on how you guys are playing and who you got it going?
That's the challenge of this team, because we've had inconsistencies on that front, and I'm never going to shy away from my responsibility when it comes to playing well every night. I didn't play well tonight, didn't play a smart enough basketball game that could counter some of that pressure and try to make it easy on guys around me. But our challenge for this team is to understand how we play offense and how we create shots. Everybody be aggressive and ready. You don't know. It's hard because you don't know if you're going to get in the starting lineup. You don't know if you're going to get 8 shots or 15 shots or 20, every once in a while. Being ready, being aggressive, not playing on your heels. For us, that's when we're at our best. We haven't always done it, so that's why we have been inconsistent. That's why our record is what it is. But the top end of how we play, and when it's clicking, it's still a potent offense. You just gotta be there's got to be a solid chemistry between everybody, and when it's not, it looks like it did tonight.
Yeah, boy. The way they amped up their physicality in that third quarter, and that may be kind of getting your guys' heads a little bit, and it seemed like there was a domino effect with the turnovers and the missed shots there.
Yeah, I guess they control the momentum going into halftime and coming out in the second half. Sometimes you feel like you lost it. It's weird, because you beat yourself, or did they hustle out, execute you, and it was more of that tonight. So still feels the same in terms of the outcome and how we feel leaving the building. But they played a great game in that stretch that really changed the entire momentum, and we never responded.
Steph, I'm curious, even beyond tonight, as you know, scoring around the league is down in the second half of the season. The officiating is a big part of that. You have one free throw tonight. I think your numbers in particular, you've always, not necessarily gotten the calls and gotten to the line, and I think you've had a downtick in the second half of the year. What are you seeing on that front these past couple of months, and do you feel the kind of the real difference in the way the whistle is going?
Are you out of your mind?
You definitely felt a difference on the whole, and that's on both sides of the ball. The LA game was kind of the one that was, our history of free throw disparity when you play them, and it was a different tone for sure. I've never really gotten calls, and I don't ever go into the game really worrying about that. From my recollection, it's probably been maybe 3 or 4 over the last 2 weeks where you expect a call to be a certain way just off of the patterns of the league and what used to be called, and you're kind of shaking your head when you don't get it. Yeah. It's at the end of the day, as long as I always say, as long as it's consistent on both sides, like we'll adjust. It's it's when it's ticky tack on one side and super. They swallow the whistles on the other side. So I think for the most part, it's been pretty consistent. We just can adjust to it, but
knock it off.
Probably asking the wrong guy when it comes to what that really looks like from the night-to-night standpoint.
Maybe if you made a name for yourself, you get a few calls.
Say what?
I said maybe if you made a name for yourself, you get a few calls.
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
The refs on, hey Steph, like this is a point of emphasis, and here's why this is not a foul anymore, because they were kind of given a reshaping of some of the rules.
The only thing that I get in situations, there was one tonight that I thought was a clear foul, like when they have to kind of be the judge on when the release of a jump shot and when you can complete the release and if there's contact. Maybe a couple of years ago, if there was any contact on it, whether it was when you had the ball in your hands or just after, they would call it. They've moved off of that a good amount.